Welcome back, Trending Farm. South Korea's beef industry processes over 800,000 cattle annually, with processes operating under government regulations. But what really happens inside? Hidden reports expose cruel practices, raising ethical and safety concerns. Are these processing factories as humane as they claim? Watch as we uncover the reality behind Korea's factories. Would you still trust your meat from this processing factory? South Korea's livestock industry produces over 300,000 tons of beef annually, with Hanwoo beef accounting for nearly 35% of domestic consumption. Despite its premium status, Hanwoo struggles against imported beef, which makes up over 60% of the market, primarily from the US, 50%, Australia, 31%, and Canada, 10%. The government enforces HACCP, hazard analysis and critical control points, in every processing factory. Yet reports indicate only 70% of processes meet full compliance. Compared to the US, Europe, and Japan, where animal welfare laws mandate CCTV monitoring and stricter humane process methods, South Korea faces criticism for lax oversight and inconsistent enforcement in its meat industry. Inside a processing factory, the beef production process follows a structured sequence designed for efficiency and high output. Every day, a large-scale facility handles 300 to 800 cattle, guiding them through a system of holding pens, stunning chambers, mechanical conveyors, and automated disassembly lines. The process is highly mechanized, with some factories operating at speeds of 50 to 80 cattle per hour, significantly faster than Japan's smaller scale facilities, which average 30 to 40 per hour. To render cattle unconscious before processing, over 80% of Korean factories use electrical stunning, while others rely on captive bolt devices, a method commonly used in the US and Europe. However, reports indicate that improper stunning occurs in up to 10% of cases, raising concerns about unnecessary suffering. With pressure to maximize efficiency, some workers process multiple animals simultaneously, increasing risks of handling errors, hygiene lapses, and non-compliance with humane treatment standards. Ethical concerns in the beef industry have sparked global debate, with reports exposing mistreatment inside processing factories. In South Korea, hidden camera investigations have revealed instances where animals experience improper handling, with some showing signs of distress due to ineffective stunning methods. Similar issues have surfaced worldwide. In the United States and Europe, investigations have uncovered violations, including improper stunning and excessive stress due to high-speed production. Beyond animal welfare, workers also face significant psychological strain. Studies suggest that employees in high-intensity facilities experience emotional desensitization, anxiety, and PTSD-like symptoms, fueling broader ethical debates. These issues continue to challenge the industry, prompting discussions on regulatory reforms and alternative production methods. South Korea enforces HACCP, Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Points, and the Livestock Products Sanitary Control Act to regulate each processing factory, ensuring food safety and humane treatment. However, enforcement remains inconsistent. Government inspections occur regularly, but reports indicate that only 70% of facilities fully comply with welfare guidelines. Loopholes, such as insufficient CCTV monitoring and rushed inspections, allow violations to go unchecked. Public scandals have exposed troubling practices. In 2021, an undercover investigation revealed improper stunning in multiple processing factories, sparking outrage and demands for reform. Activists and journalists have documented overcrowded holding areas, excessive stress on animals, and unsanitary conditions, pushing for stricter oversight. Government officials acknowledge gaps in enforcement, but argue that compliance is improving. However, animal rights groups continue to criticize the system, urging reforms such as mandatory real-time CCTV monitoring, increased penalties for violations, and reduced processing speeds to ensure humane handling. Consumers drive the demand for factory-farmed meat, supporting each processing factory that produces over 300,000 tons of beef annually in South Korea. While imported beef accounts for 60% of consumption, surveys show that 45% of Korean consumers are now interested in ethically sourced meat, and plant-based alternatives have grown by 35% since 2020. Ethical butchers advocate for higher welfare farming, while lab-grown meat research receives $10 million in government funding to develop sustainable options. Some farmers argue that improving regulations, such as stricter stunning requirements and real-time monitoring, can reform the industry without eliminating meat production. As consumers, we must demand transparency, ethical sourcing, and stronger regulations. Whether through responsible purchasing, plant-based diets, or policy changes, the future of food is in our hands. 16. The truth is out there. Do we choose to see it?
Pig farming is an important part of Italy's agricultural sector, with over 8.5 million pigs raised annually on over 28,000 farms, mainly in the northern regions of Lombardy, Emilia-Romagna, and Veneto. These regions have a long history of livestock farming, with modern production facilities continuously improving since the early 2000s. As of 2023, Italy is expected to be one of the leading pork producers in Europe, supplying both the domestic market and international exports. Italian pig farms are designed with a focus on efficiency and animal welfare, in compliance with strict European Union regulations. These farms typically have large, well-ventilated barns with temperature control systems to ensure pigs live in a comfortable environment all year round. Italian farmers employ artificial insemination AI to enhance pig breeding efficiency, with over 80% of commercial sows bred this way. Farmers select high-quality semen from genetically superior boars, achieving conception rates around 70%. They monitor the sow's estrus cycle, using methods like behavioral observation or electronic detection to determine the optimal time for insemination. The semen is then introduced using a sterile catheter, minimizing stress and ensuring high success rates. AI offers significant benefits, such as superior genetics without housing live boars, reduced disease risk, and synchronized breeding for uniform litters. This modern practice is often showcased in farming documentaries that explore advancements in agriculture and their sustainability impact. Caring for newborn piglets is a critical process that lasts about 21 to 28 days until they are weaned. After birth, piglets are typically given a dose of iron within the first 24 hours to prevent anemia, as they are born with low iron reserves. Farmers closely monitor the piglets to ensure they are nursing effectively, as each piglet should receive colostrum within the first few hours to boost their immune system. Specific areas are designated for breeding, care, and fattening, each tailored to the pig's stage of development. Particular attention is paid to the care of sows and piglets by farmers, with farrowing crates used to protect both the mother and piglets, ensuring the piglets are safe while nursing. These areas are kept warm and clean, providing the piglets with the necessary warmth and protection from disease. Implementing an automatic pig feeding system on farms offers significant benefits, including a 20% reduction in labor costs and improved feed management. These systems allow for precise control over feed portions and timing, ensuring each pig receives the right nutrition while minimizing waste. Feed bins should be centrally located, with evenly spaced adjustable feeders to accommodate various age groups, enhancing access and reducing competition. In contrast to traditional feeding methods, which can lead to inconsistent practices and about 10 to 15% feed waste, automatic systems boost feed conversion rates and overall growth. This modern approach to pig farming is often highlighted in farming documentaries, showcasing how automation enhances efficiency and animal welfare while improving productivity. During this period, farmers aim for a survival rate of 90% or higher. Housing conditions are carefully maintained, with a temperature of around 30°C 86 def to keep the piglets warm, as they cannot regulate their body temperature effectively at this age. Additionally, farmers provide clean bedding and adequate space to minimize stress. How do you think these early care practices impact the long-term health and growth of the pigs? What other methods do you think could further enhance piglet survival rates? Pigs are typically ready for harvesting at around 6 months of age, weighing between 230 to 270 pounds, depending on the desired market specifications. The requirements for harvesting pigs include ensuring they are in good health, properly fed and stress-free prior to transport. The pig loading process involves carefully moving the pigs from their pens to the loading area, where they are handled gently to minimize stress and prevent injury. Transporters should use appropriate equipment, such as well-ventilated trailers that allow for easy loading and unloading, while ensuring the floor is non-slip to prevent accidents. It's crucial to maintain a calm environment during loading, as loud noises or sudden movements can agitate the pigs. Transporters must also monitor temperature and ventilation during transport to ensure the pigs remain comfortable and safe until they reach the processing facility. The pork processing process in Italian factories involves several meticulous steps that comply with stringent food safety standards set by the European Union and local regulations. After arrival, pigs undergo health and quality inspections, with approximately 95% passing the assessment. The process begins with a humane method of handling, ensuring minimal stress for the animals. Once processed, the carcasses are thoroughly cleaned and rapidly chilled to a temperature of 4°C 39°F within hours to prevent bacterial growth. After chilling, the carcasses are divided into primary cuts, such as hams, loins, and shoulders, using precise techniques to ensure uniformity and quality. Each cut is then inspected, adhering to the Hazard Analysis Critical Control Points HACCP framework, which identifies and manages potential hazards at every stage. Pork products are tested for contaminants and pathogens, maintaining strict limits for E. coli and Salmonella. This careful division and handling process ensures high quality and safety for Italian pork products, meeting national and international market standards. Do you have any questions about the Italian pork processing plant? Leave your questions below our farming documentary to get answers. Don't forget to subscribe to Trending Farm and come back at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. for more of our useful farming documentaries.
Thank you for watching the video. Are you having any problems with your livestock farming? Please share your comments and questions. We are ready to answer. If you like our videos, please like, share, subscribe and recommend the channel to your friends so they can watch too. Hello and see you again.